I'm just curious about what shifts have you seen organizations make, which tells you, that encourages you that they're more supportive of this process now?
Well, I think if you say to any head of talent or learning and development or inclusion manager the phrase maternity coaching, which isn't actually something we use, we talk about comeback coaching. That's
right.
a phrase that I coined. But if you talk about maternity coaching, they get that.
Yeah.
Would they have got that in 2011 when the book came out? The law firms would, maybe not other people. So
Yeah.
it's becoming commonplace to offer some form of resource, coaching resource, whether that's group coaching, one-to-one coaching, to people when they're making that transition out and back in again. You know, and I think a lot of organizations have traditionally paid for outplacement coaching when they're making somebody redundant. And I think in the early days, I certainly remember making the argument to organizations that, hey, you're putting that support in place for someone who's leaving your organization. Is that just to assuage your conscience? But there's no value in that for you as an organization. But what about if you were to pay for some coaching for someone coming back in?
Yes.
You want to shrink the time it takes to get back up to peak performance. You want to get away those worries, those wobbles, that self-talk that can be interfering with performance. So had to talk very much about that, making the case for that kind of coaching, was don't need to do that really now.
Yes.
And you know, we're moving on now to thinking about how we can help everyone in an organization, because one of the things that I think hasn't changed enough has been that coaching is often given to the people in the more senior roles, but the one-to-one stuff is not given to people in more junior roles. And it might be that you might run some group workshops, but we've developed an experience, the comeback community experience, which means that an organization can support everybody taking leave in a really price competitive way, and a digital way that operates at scale. So there's that thing about maternity coaching is commonplace now. And I guess a second thing related to the work we do is it's becoming more common to be coaching fathers. Men are not taking up shared parental leave in the masses that I would hope, because I think when men take shared parental leave, you are normalizing men being involved and being an active parent from the very beginning. And we know that has all sorts of wonderful positive effects on women's careers and the gender pay gap if men are taking time out and men are working less than full time. So we're not seeing the volume of fathers to coach that we might like, but there's been a change. And also, Mary, there's a recognition by employers that even when a father isn't taking a lot of time out, so it's not like he would benefit from coaching because he's been out for, say, 6 months, there's a recognition that that person's professional identity has shifted a little bit and their priorities have shifted, and there are some additional challenges because now that man has a family. So we're doing coaching work with new fathers, and I've got a great colleague who one of my associates who takes care of that. So I'm seeing that as well. And I just can't bang the drum enough about how important it is for HR to be talking to expectant fathers about shared parental leave and what support do you need. But of course, you're reliant upon a father in your organization saying, we're expecting a baby, because you haven't got that MAT B1 form that women have at 20 weeks from the midwife that gets handed to HR to say, hello, I'm pregnant, here's